There's two white supremacist Minneapolis cops that was placed off duty for putting racist ornaments on a Christmas tree. Now, they did this at their police station. Now, the photo came out, we'll put it up there, of the tree inside the 4th Precinct Police Station, circulated on social media after decorations such as bags of chips like Funyuns, Newport cigarettes, police crime tape, a can of malt liquor, a Popeyes Louisiana kitchen cup, and other meant to racially symbolic the way folks as black people are depicted. Now, the city's mayor called it a racist display, absolutely despicable, and their behavior will not be tolerated. Anyone who serves the city should be inclusive of all people. Now, they were stating that the shifting culture of the police department requires swift and decisive action. They were stating termination is necessary, both to discipline the officer and send a clear message. Now, the chief, Arredondo, and I will not tolerate the conduct that departs from our values. Now, they want the officers definitely held responsible, and they trying to look in ways to fire them. But, you know, the cops signed a collective bargaining agreement with the police department through their union, so there's a certain way you can fire them. Now, they're also talking about that residents, they're saying that, you know, this is not surprising. It's just now being exposed. They always say this Minneapolis Police Department is racist as hell. And you remember Jamar Clark, the brother they shot over there, and they had a lot of protests. And we saw how the white supremacists were coming out there trying to agitate black folks when they was doing protests at the police department, and the cops wasn't doing anything about that at the time. Now, these are complete race soldiers, completely. Race soldiers, just white supremacists wearing a badge, that's carrying out the mission to hurt, harm, and kill black folk. And this is what they do. See, these people are, this is why I say so many times that the white supremacists are the devil that the Bible speaks of, because only someone that's a devil would be obsessive with black folk. Okay, you celebrate your white Jesus and all that, and that's fine. And you want to do your Christmas thing, which has nothing to do with Christ, but you want to do your Christmas thing. And instead of doing your decorations, celebrating whatever you want to celebrate, you're going to sit up there and worry about black people and think about negative things related to black folk. Now, all these things that they put up there talking about Funyuns, white folks buy that. White folks smoke Newports. There's police tape at white folks' house in crime scenes. White folks, they have drunk malt liquor as well. I've seen them. Definitely white folks go to Popeyes. So I don't know what you're talking about. Who said that's a black thing? Most of these companies are even black owned that you're talking about. So how can it be a black thing? That's stupid. If a black person like Funyuns or whatever else they like, who cares? That's their business. What the hell they got to do with you? See, your life sucks so much and you're so stupid that even what we eat is relevant to you. Isn't that something? How are you so superior, but what we choose to eat as a snack is bothersome to you, so much so that you got to go sit up there and try to act like you're downing someone. So if a brother or sister eating Popeye's chicken, or they eating the red beans and rice or whatever else, I mean, think about that, brothers and sisters. Like, I'm not even mad at this story. I think it's quite funny because they're so obsessed with us that they even want to sit up there and talk about what we eat. Like, use those so-called stereotypes they say against you. Oh, black people eat watermelon. I'm like, you are so nosy, and your life doesn't mean a piece of crap. Your life's not even worth a drop of piss that you worrying about what black folks eat or they don't eat. Worry about what you eat. They drink grape soda, and you paying attention that much to watch the black folks are drinking, allegedly? But you're supposed to be so superior? People that's superior don't look at inferior folks or what they're eating or what they're not. You know, they say, well, the stereotypes about watermelon. Well, watermelon is actually real good for you. Have you read the properties and the health benefits of watermelon? Why would black folks be crucified for that? Oh, you want us to go eat that nasty pork that you want to put in everything? That pork that has the trichina worm in it that'll get up to your brain? Oh, but you don't educate people on that, do you? That's why in Africa, many places, they don't eat no pork because Africans are smart. Other countries in the world don't fool with pork because they know that's a nasty animal. The countries fool with it. But Africans know better. They know the nastiness of that animal. And it has nothing to do with Islam. It's just due to scientific research how nasty a pork is. There's plenty. You got even, you know, some of you need white people to tell you. They got plenty of white people telling you on YouTube to look it up how the trichina worm comes out of pork. And you want to ingest that in your body. My thing is this. All these stereotypes they try to come up with and say, oh, it's racist. Turn that around on them and say, hey, you paying attention to me, then I must be the superior one, not you. Like, you know how insignificant it is to pay attention when somebody eat, drink, how they dress, what they wear. Like I say, you just obsessive. You are the obsessive stalker that would never go away. I remember, you know, Dr. Moonby, we was in the airport and you had this white woman wouldn't stop looking at Dr. Moonby and looking at her purse and looking at this. And Dr. Moonby, what I loved about that at the time, she called that chick out. She was like, how do y'all live in this country where these white people keep staring at you like that? It's, I can deal with that. And she called it out loud. She didn't sit up there and like saying all quiet. And I'm like, man, I said, all right. I said, so when I heard Dr. Moonby talking like that, I said, I had to jump in. I said, well, shoot, you know, I mean, any little thing, they picking up the phone, calling 911, trying to call the police on you. Like, so you know me, man, look, that woman was hot. That woman was so hot. But that's what they do. They look at everything, these white supremacists. They look at everything that you got. They want to pay attention. Why you dressing this way? Why you doing that? What you eating? What you're not eating? Because they measure themselves off of who we are, period. Whether we do good or bad, that's how they measure their self-worth. But to sit up there and waste your time and put all this mess on a tree and think it's funny, it shows how relevant we are, for one. It shows how inferior you are, for two. And you have to think about it. Even people in Europe don't like a lot of people here. We're talking about white folks. They don't like a lot of them here because they feel that a lot of them, especially white supremacists, are trash. They don't want to deal with them at all. So make your trees. Make your trees. It just lets me know how relevant black folks is. It lets me know that anything I put in my mouth, you think is a great thing to the point that you're going to say, oh, well, look at what they're eating. No, I'm not paying attention to what you're eating. I don't care. No one cares what you eat. No one cares how you dress. Who cares? You're not relevant. We're relevant. You follow us, remember? You copy everything we do, remember, white supremacists? That's what you do. So keep letting the world know how relevant we are to you. Keep making your trees. Go ahead. I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that at all. And black people, just learn not to get upset with these people, not to get upset. You're just relevant like that. That's just your position. They can't help themselves. Leave me a comment, let me know what you think about this particular story. But you know, as we go on definitely into the next year, look at these so-called stereotypes as something that they had to use to make you think something's wrong with you. Remember, if they sit up there staring at your food, staring at what you drink, they ain't got nothing to do. They have nothing going on. And I would say you don't do that unless someone is relevant to you enough to do so.